I always believe that if I try to write some projects, the student will follow my ideas, will do on my own because of me, because of I would like to change this one to start to do some student project initiations, so let them to do all their project. If you want to do some projects, come to talk to me, and then we try to modify this one, and then so that the depth is sufficient enough for you to graduate. Because at some projects, so the level is not that enough. So the point is, as a facilitator, how can we mobilize the student to their own projects? Now, very surprising that because of the project is driven by students, the performance relative is high. Always think outside the box. And the part is, and I talked to some, because I'm working on this engineering social service, and then I decided how can I attract the university to come. If I talk to engineering students, they will think that far away from this one. If I talk to robotics team, they will think that the technology is so simple, relatively what they did. So I think about something. Finally, what I did, I opened the UG course. We call the social service for this one. Then I invite business school, science school, humanity also offer the same way what we have. We work together, recruiting different students here. We provide a basic training for them. I can tell you that if you are interested, you are welcome to join our course next year. Even for the if you just only available for 1 or 2 days, you become the volunteer, it's also be fine. Then you can learn the basic underwater robot knowledge in 1 hour. You can build the basic underwater robot in another hours. Then what the robotics team work, they are the trainer to train, so they can make use of their knowledge to help you. And you can also, when you get the confidence of this one, you can teach the kids, or you think that you would like to do something else. Two words: global engagement and community engagement. And global engagement is the way how can we encourage students to live the campus, to contact to the other, like the professional engineering something. The more important part is community engagement. Now, community engagement is a way we can join some social service. The case is we put on one thing. You can join the social service, you can organize the social service. We put on one thing is we have to make use of engineering knowledge to tackle the social challenge. So this is what the center to drive it. Recently, I drive another part and try to work together with different people and try to build some STEM education, promote engineering. But the point is that we are not provide the service to primary or elementary school or junior high school and senior high school. They are our target audience. At the same time, we train up a group of the students. They are from my team. Half of them is from science, half of them is from engineering, and some of them are from business school. So they are working together to experience how can you teach the STEM workshop, but later on they will design some STEM workshop from the kids. So this is the learning process for them to understand from each other.
So they actually got to go down to primary schools and the training, you know.
And step by step, right now the people come and then later on maybe because I think there's step by step to do that, but at least try to build up their confidence, try to empower their communication skill and also technical skill first. I have a different student group. They try to design some projects for the elderly peoples. We have people transform that we have exercise to the traditional way, integrated to a more interesting way. Just like play the game. My course will have 2 halves. First half, I teach them the basic technology. The technologies they have, and make use of this one, they can build their own things. After this one, we try to help them to work with the social workers to know about that, what are the training programs for the elderly. So make them more interesting. My philosophy is I let them to do something that they really want to do. After this one, I will tell them that how their part may migrate and modify to become the social, address the social needs. So this is a way because encourage them to leave their comfort zone, then they can reach the others.
How do you come up with this idea? What's your, because this is not necessarily your engineering background, right?
If every day is necessary, then no one will do it. To be honest, then why you feel the project so amazing? Because not everyone will do it. But the case is, do I need to do something to let the people think about that I'm so different? The point is no.
I've heard this story from students, and one of them, I think he's one of our students, actually starts the same thing. I'm not good. I'm not good in communication. I'm not good in the things I do. I don't know how to do that prototype, but I want to try this. And then we have the chance to actually go through the competition to actually do it. But trying to solve all those things and go through the competition helps them to actually learn. And this person is actually Frank Wang. I think Frank Wang is under.
Yes.
Frank Wang is the CEO of DJI. So the largest drone company in the world, and the company is about 10 years old, so about 15 years old ahead or something like that.
He's also come from the robotics team.
He also comes from that team.
Before I joined the robotics team supervisor, he was there.
But he told me very clearly that I didn't know how to learn. But having that experience, having gone through that experience, trying to solve the problem type thing, and given the chance to actually do it.
Yes.
Because normally the A students don't need these chance. All the other people actually can get the chance.
Yeah, sometimes when we work on the projects, we always think about the KPI, think about the learning outcome, think about all the things. That to me, maybe to me is something different. Those are kind of measure. But if we put too much attention on that one, then we forget why the originalities, your mission and your vision. So using your passion to drive something, then even if it's maybe take a long way and a very slow, but the case is finally this one will become sharp that we can we do more and more into.
And that's also very important because we were talking earlier that this passion thing, it's not your left or right brain. It's actually how you go after something.
It's what the student think about it. The paper is one of the school. If I'm missing this one, I become 90. If I'm missing another one, maximum I become 80. Oh no, another one, I become lower and lower than fail. Do you always think this way? But I tell the student that, to be honest, that when you go into examination, I definitely tell you that you are not target for 100 points because you are already in the zero. Then, when you write something, you get 10. You write more, you get more. You write another's, you get more. Or the other student, okay, stop it. But at least I'm going up. I'm going up. So the point is that I tell them that, think about that on the paper. The worst score you get is 0 because you go to the other side, your name and then left. Is it? But among all the papers, find the most easy one to do it and try to get 10 points. And tell yourself, I have already get achievement because the 0 divided by 10, sorry, 10 divided by 0, I have another achievement over there. Then you find another one. Oh, this one is so difficult. Okay, drop it out. No matter how much time I spend it, I don't know how to do that. But actually, this is a first impression. So when you get confidence, then when you have the same challenge, at least you know that I get the 60 already. It doesn't matter that I try that one or not. Okay, if I have time, I try it. Even I lost, I also get 60. So I'm using this way to motivate them, just like a baby. When he fall down, what the next step? Stand up. But for us, when we fall down, what the next step? Oh, the world is end. When you get a mistake in one of the course, what do you think? Oh, my CJ is GG. Sometimes when the student, when we encourage them to come, when they rebuild the confidence, I'll tell you that more than 2/3 compared to before they join the competitions, the academic is going upwards. to be honest, I'm not talking about that to become the first one and all the things. But at least they go out to become betters and betters. Some of them is really become first one. And when you motivate some people, they really are working with you. They will always take this one as their ownership. Then they will think more. Just like we really would like to take care of two groups. One is a university student, what they can experience that are not in the campus. The second group is the next generation. Change is always come step by step.
And you're using applied engineering to social work, which somehow create that innovation. And when you use that to actually teach even more people to do it, so always out of the box is actually allowing you to actually do the thing. And the old yardstick, that's measuring how this is a success within the old system. When they use it in the new system, or not just new, just another system, potentially it creates much more value than results. And that alone is innovation. And for this particular interesting point where, because he's talking about, okay, engineering, social, and education together, but having that passion, you can see that passion, you can see that how education potentially can be advocacy for some major change for a lot of people. And that can be back to this old system where we are a young university, but still this old system where it's a lot of people talking about academics, papers, and so on. You can see that there are this passion to actually start driving things. And I think that's something, when we come back to our course, this is about social innovation. There are things that you can write an app, you can create hardware, but this is actually using that passion to actually drive multiple change over education of other people. And I think that in the long run will deliver a very large social impact. Many people, many students go and have that passion to continue